this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your daily horoscope and energy reading for July 6th, which is Monday. And okay, this week I'm going to be honest. I really think you guys are like wrestling with decisions that can affect the rest of your life. And so I think you got caught up in last week's amazing energy that really ignited a lot of what we want in life. Like it really highlighted some deep passions that we have. But I think this week is about the reality check of last week. So yeah, we want these like really amazing, glorious feelings to like happen in our lives after such stressful weeks. But I think now it's about reality. It's about really looking at everything as a whole, and is it something that we really, really want? And the reason I say this is because there is a lot of energy in square oppositions and quincunxes. So you know me, I mean, of course, my favorite energy is a sextile because it makes you just want to, be me. But I really believe that I need to stay grounded when I get caught up in really energized energy. Like I'm like a succubus with like great energy. There are some people that are like succubuses with like dark energy, but for me, I really plug into like ripe, delicious, scrumptious energy. And so we had a lot of that last week, and I got really caught up in it, I gotta admit. But then, this week it just seems to me a lot about, okay, so you're in love with love, right? And you're having conversations about love, and you're seeing this glorious, pleasurable life that you could have ideally, right? And it seems like it can genuinely give you that storybook ending, that, once upon a time ending. But then you've got Neptune in here giving you a reality check, and you're like, okay, why did you give me this great, amazing energy last week, and you're trying to give me this like, okay, let's, stomp on all this like glorious energy and give you some reality. And the reason I say this is because you need to talk about this idealistic picture that you have in your head of your future, of your creative endeavors, of your creative projects. I mean, you need to get real with this. I mean, it's great to fall in love for the sake of falling in love, and it's great to see that creative endeavor just, that flux capacitor energy. But you know what? Now here comes the reality. You got to get funding for that, right? You have this invention in your head, but you got to get other people on board with it. So you've got to have conversations. And thankfully, we have Mercury in Gemini still, sextiling Venus. So these two are working together in a harmonious conversation, trying to get people on board with your vision. And it's going to go well. However, there are people who are more realistic than you. And so if you are one of these dreamy types, which I most definitely am, then they're going to bring you down into reality. You know what? I know you want to marry that person. I know you want to start a relationship with that person. I know you want to start a family with that person. I know that you want to start a partnership with that person to help ignite this creative process. I know that you want to go get those loans. But here's the reality of it. Venus right now is in a shadow period, guys. Not a good time for any big, huge commitments. I gotta be honest. Does that mean that you should run your whole life around a aspect in the heavens? No. but you're in the shadows right now. So you're seeing things ideally. You know, there was a lot of beautiful energy. So now it's time to talk it out. Now it's time to pull the nuts and bolts out of what we're saying. You know what? If you propose to somebody and you want to get married to that person, let's talk nuts and bolts. You know, let's talk about building a life, like the union of these two people, you know, finances and, you know, schedules and, you know, expectations. And they're going to be pretty intense conversations. Now, like I said, thankfully, we've got a lot of support from Venus and Mercury, still allowing us to get what we want through conversations. We're going to communicate effectively. We're going to be good at it. And so we can talk anybody into this idealistic picture that we have. But deep down, Saturn is working on us in Scorpio. So in the depths of us, in the depths of that person that you're dealing with, in the depths of that, creating that idealistic picture, there is doubt, and doubt will show its ugly head, and fear and reality will all show their ugly heads, and you will start looking at your past and comparing it and making sure, is this really what I want for the rest of my life? You're going to have this conversation with yourself, if not with the person that you're talking to, or if not with everybody that's involved. Saturn in Scorpio is going to be in a square with Jupiter and Venus. So you've got the planet of control in Scorpio, the energy that loves to control, in Venus and Jupiter conjuncting Leo, which is not about control, which is about pleasing all of your senses, which is about going for it, which is about passion, which is about love, it's about pleasure, it's about everything that you want. So what Saturn is doing is like lassoing this energy and roping it, pulling it back in, and hog tying it. That's what it's doing today. And it's not the best energy. Also, you have this emotional moon in Pisces, right? And it's in love with the state of love. It's a very idealistic moon. But it's in quincunx with Jupiter and Venus. So there is a sense of reality. When you have these fears that can be expanded by Saturn, then there could be a conversation with, this moon and Neptune and Pisces. There could be a conversation with this watery moon and all this watery energy in Pisces about keeping it realistic. But the way that Jupiter works is it expands whatever it touches. So if you have fear, it will expand that. If you have an emotional situation where you have doubt, or where you are looking at things and all of a sudden you're having this, like, you're second guessing yourself, it'll expand that second guessing your decision. This energy is confusing. I can say that you are going to have a highly confused day. There is a lot of energy right now that's wanting you to go for it, right? But there's a lot of energy right now in water, and water is a rapid. It's ripply. It's you look at it and you want to walk into the water, but at times, that water could be deeper than you think it is, and it could just plummet off a shelf. There's a lot of confusion. So you may have got caught up in the moment of last week, but now here's the reality of it, and you're facing some very intense thoughts about your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, your wants for the future. This is the rest of your life, apparently. There's a lot of energy that really manifested in decisions about the rest of your life last week. And this is about the reality of that conversation, or those conversations, or that creative endeavor, or that flux capacitor thought that you want to just pour the rest of your life in pursuing. There was a big thing that happened last week. This week is about facing what decisions you make. I hope you have a fabulous day, and I look forward to talking to you guys again tomorrow.